All right, what's going on, folks? We should be live now. This is the DFS 5-pack, and we are here once again to reintroduce our new friends over at SportsBattle. We're going to have a quick conversation about some of the picks today and just talk about some of the ins and outs of the app over there. Go get it downloaded on your phone and start playing today.
Let's get it, man.
So, if you didn't catch the video the last couple of days, this is one of the new show sponsors over here at the DFS 5-pack. The name of the app is SportsBattle. Grab it at the App Store if you got an iPhone, Google Play if you're an Android. Most of y'all are pretty well versed in downloading apps at this point, so you know where to go. You know how to do those things. You're going to have all sorts of different sports on there. We're here to talk about basketball today. We got the rules listed up here. I think the main one that I want to talk about right here is going to be the scoring system, which is very, very similar to the way that DraftKings scores it, which is a scoring system most of you guys are familiar with. Biggest difference is there is no double-double or triple-double bonuses. Also, you get 3 points as opposed to 2 points for block or steal. But I think you guys should, to make things really easy on yourself, just evaluate it almost exactly the same way you evaluate DraftKings.
I could not agree more, my friend.
So there are options on how you can play this game. And the next screen shows between attack play and defense play. And I know for a guy like you, you would probably want to go more on the attack mode because you're more of a guy who wants to do a little bit more of the big winning. This is where you got to take 5 picks. On defense mode, it's a little bit different. You don't pay out quite as well, but it's a little bit safer. So, honestly, like if you know our personalities, you're probably more of an attack mode guy. I'm more of a defense mode guy. I don't play for the big swings. You're more of a home run hitter.
For sure. No doubt about any of that.
That'll never change for us. It's just kind of the way that we are. So you can see the way that the picks break down right here as far as how you're paid out. I would encourage you when you download the app and you look into this, read into it just a little bit further about the nuances between attack mode and defense mode and get to know who you are. We cannot judge how you want to play certain things like this. It can also be slate dependent, which is a term you use a lot on baseball slates.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's take a look at today's plays. We're going to evaluate the Sixers versus the Atlanta one. And I'm going to start out with the big sexy right there, Joel Embiid, 55.59 over or under. And I'm going to put you on the clock, young man. Who are you picking, over or under on this one? Or what are you picking?
I'm definitely picking over. It'd be hard for me to pick under here. I don't care what the number was, assuming it's a realistic number.
It's 190.
Yeah, right. 60 or under. I'm taking the over, and it's quite a bit under 60. I'm taking the over here.
I'm with you. Agreed. No doubt about it. This is one of the first ones I would lock in. Give me the over on Embiid. I like best players, in playoffs like this. Embiid's like unstoppable. You know what I mean? Like we saw, you see other good players get stopped from time to time. I'm a big Bucks fan. Giannis can be stopped, especially if you can get into his head. Like Embiid really cannot be stopped. The moment's not too big for him. Atlanta's got nothing to do here. Like give me all the Embiid I can possibly have.
Amen.
All right. Trae Young, 46.59. I'll go first. I will again take the over on this one. I expect this game to be highly competitive. No doubt about it. I've been trying to talk nicely about Atlanta because I doubted them for a while. They're a pretty good basketball team. Kudos to McMillan and the way he's flipped things on here. More defensive effort. I expect a good game right here. I'll take Trae Young's over by a subtle amount.
Yeah, I'll take his over as well. I'm with you. I expect a competitive game. He's the best piece of Atlanta, playing in the Eastern Conference semis for the first time in a hot minute. Expect a good effort from Atlanta here, and it starts with Trae Young. So I'm going to take the over.
I picked the Sixers to win this game, and I think this is a team that they roll tonight. It's the Sixers. We talked about this for a while on our members-only video. But I'm just got to give Atlanta credit, man. They've been fighting, and they've been playing hard. Kudos to the young men over there. Really kind of coming into their own right now, and it starts with Trae. So let's move down the list. Next up is Ben Simmons. And I will say this one. This is my least favorite pick on the board. Because if you asked me to project Ben Simmons tonight, I'd say, 39, 40 points. Well, that's under. But there's like no wiggle room right there. So these next two, actually, I kind of struggle with. But I do not have a really strong opinion on Ben Simmons. Gun to head, I'm going to go under, though.
I do like for Simmons that the blocks and steals are worth a tad bit more. That helps.
Good point.
He all of a sudden has a monster game in one of those, or more. There are multiple of those categories. It's boosting his score here quite a bit. I do think he bounces back here. I'm going to take the over. I think most of the guys in this game get over, and I'm not going to stop with Simmons.
Okay, so Harris, then you going to go over as well?
I'm torn, kind of like Simmons, but yeah, I'm going to go Harris. If I'm torn, I'm just going to go over and expect in a close game, the studs, which are all these guys on this page, are going to get theirs.
I'm starting to think a hot take on this site or app could be if you really, really, really expect the game to blow out in one direction or the other, to really pound the under on one. Or in the games like we've talked about where we expect this one to be competitive, you can be pretty confident in a bunch of the overs. So Harris and Simmons are the two toughest ones for me. I think they're my least favorite ones to pick on this one. And I'm going to go over on Harris, under on Simmons for absolutely no real rhyme or reason.
I get it.
Just my feelings on these two guys as players. Next up, Clint Capella, 33.6. I will take the under on Clint Capella. He's done very little to impress me. I know he's capable of going over. He's just, it's tough to bang down in their paint. As good as Clint Capella is, Embiid's just much better.
This is true. I will say, though, man, it's not that hard for me to get there. At home, I like him more. He is one I'm really thinking about, but I'm going to take over. I think I'm going to go over on all of them. And I don't feel the need just to take under because, I've taken other overs, which I think some people do.
Oh, for sure. I love that point. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think the number one thing you can do when you're trying to evaluate something like this is first tell yourself the story of how you think the game plays out. We both tend to think this is a competitive game, which plays better for the over. I'm not a big Capella guy in this spot, but it does give me some cause for pause.
Yeah, it's probably my least favorite. I'm going to go over, but I could be easily swayed.
Okay, and I'm going to take the over on Bogdanovich. This is probably my second favorite one up here. My favorite's Embiid. Number two for me would be Bogey. He was a little off last game. I expect a better game at home right here. He's been all solid all series long. He's mostly overs at this score. And the fact that he had a slightly worse game last time out in Philly, better spot at home, it's probably my second favorite pick of the group.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. This one seems pretty easy. Might be right there. Yeah, I'm right there after Embiid is the best for me. I'm going to take over.
No doubt about it, guys. So get on over to your app stores, download SportsBattle, get it on your phone, get your deposits in. Go ahead, have some fun out there tonight. There's a lot of different places to DFS, and this is a new up-and-comer in the industry. Give them a shout-out, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
One thing we haven't talked about, you're not playing against other people, as much, which is really nice. We talked about that in drafters. Just no sharks is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for sure. So it's on you. It's not on, playing against any of the big names that most of you guys know about who have endless bankrolls and also more time than they know what to do with in order to do things like this. So that's a great point.
Amen.
All right, guys, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.